If you walk into any power plant today, if you turn on a light anywhere on Earth, you are living inside the mind of one man, Nikola Tesla. A man whose ideas reshaped the modern world, but whose life collapsed under the weight of poverty, betrayal, and misunderstanding. This is the story the history books don't highlight. Not the inventions, but the struggles behind them. Chapter 1. The boy who saw lightning in his mind. Nikola Tesla was born in 1856 in a small village in the Austrian Empire, in what is now Croatia. According to Tesla's own autobiography, My Inventions, 1919, he suffered from intense visual hallucinations, insomnia, and an imagination so powerful that he could see machinery appear before him in perfect detail. Most people thought it was odd. Tesla later wrote that as a child, I was tormented by visions. But this torment became his superpower. He wasn't just imagining machines, he was inventing them, mentally, years before building anything. Chapter 2. America, Edison, and the First Betrayal. Tesla arrived in New York in 1884 with only a few coins, a book of poems, and a letter of recommendation. According to the Edison Papers project, he started working for Thomas Edison shortly after. Their personalities clashed immediately. Tesla was idealistic, mathematical, obsessed with perfection. Edison was practical, experimental, focused on profit. When Tesla proposed redesigning Edison's inefficient DC generators, Edison supposedly offered him a $50,000 reward, a huge sum at the time. After months of work, Tesla presented the improved design. Edison laughed and said, "You don't understand American humor." No bonus, no reward, just humiliation. Tesla quit on the spot. From genius engineer to digging ditches for $2 a day, a story confirmed in New York Times archival pieces. His mind was ahead of his circumstances, but his pockets were empty. Chapter 3. The War of Currents. Tesla's greatest breakthrough came with his invention of alternating current, AC, a system far superior to Edison's direct current. When George Westinghouse partnered with Tesla to develop AC power, Edison felt threatened. According to accounts in the Smithsonian Archives, Edison launched a public fear campaign, shocking animals with AC, warning newspapers AC would kill homes, pushing for the first electric chair to use AC, and so on. Let's face it, sometimes we get into our own heads and push people's superior, where we spent our energy, and what we call conflict in a conversation. Edison would demand anything we could do to impress or push sensible people. And Edison's demand was so competitive. And Edison pushed fear fighters for their own personal gain and capital, generating unnecessary pain. Even though Edison was also the prophet behind both AC power and direct current. But across the war, Edison felt different. And now he was saying quite treacherous things, like wearing the invention, current is a little bit like digging ditches for $2 a day. Why? Well, we're all under that temp, right? If you challenge this, it's the kind of thing that everyone in the world thinks Edison is doing. In fact, there's no way this hadn't pushed to the brink if you wanted to play it. If you've started to take this as the system that brought us peace, we'd probably not be. Tesla watched the world fear something he knew was safe, something he knew could power entire cities. But despite the smear campaign, Tesla's AC system won. It lit up the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. It became the standard for global power distribution. Tesla had won the battle, but not the war. Chapter 4. The Dream Too Big for Its Time. With newfound fame, Tesla pursued his most ambitious dream: wireless electricity for the entire planet. Backed by J.P. Morgan, Tesla began constructing Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island in 1901, a massive structure meant to transmit power and information without wires. Historical letters from Morgan published in the Tesla Museum archives, reveal the turning point. When Morgan learned Tesla planned to give away electricity for free, he cut funding immediately. Investors abandoned Tesla. Newspapers mocked him. Wardenclyffe was never completed. For Tesla, this was more than a failed project. It was a shattered dream, the idea he believed would define his legacy. Chapter 5. Isolation, Obsession, and the Quiet Collapse. After Wardenclyffe, Tesla's career spiraled downward. He worked on remote-controlled boats, a precursor to drones, wireless communication, earthquake machines, free energy devices, begin pre-prayer. It tells you that some of these machines were mere and real. He avoided handshakes, eating with others, or touching dusty objects due to obsessive-compulsive tendencies. Public interest faded. P. The genius who powered the world, P, couldn't power his own career. Public interest faded. By the 1930s, Tesla lived entirely alone, staying in a series of New York hotel rooms he often couldn't afford. He walked the streets at night, feeding pigeons. He claimed one white pigeon was the love of his life. Hotel staff described him as polite, thin, tired, a man who lived inside his thoughts. When he died in 1943 in room 3327 of the New Yorker Hotel, he had no money, no family, no recognition. The FBI's declassified FOIA files confirmed that his papers were seized, but not because he was a billionaire, because he was a forgotten genius with ideas too advanced to ignore. Chapter 7. The Legacy He Never Saw. Today, Tesla's inventions power the modern world. AC electricity, radio and wireless communication based on his patents, remote control technology, induction motors, concepts behind renewable and wireless power. He died believing he failed. But the world now knows Tesla didn't lose. His time simply came too late. His failures weren't signs of weakness. They were signs of vision. Vision so far ahead, the world spent a century catching up. Closing line. This was the Oops Academy. Until next time, remember, sometimes the greatest minds aren't celebrated in life, only